Everyone I talked to in Maysai still shook their head or pinched the skin of their arms to show me just how impossible the rescue was. No one involved in the operation expected all 13 boys to make it out. As Vern Unsworth said, I still can't believe it. It shouldn't have worked. It just should not have worked. But it did. And whether they wanted it or not, the boys have now become world famous. When I met the boys, the Thai government had already received more than 200 international invitations for the wild boars to come visit heads of state, appear on television shows, or be special guests at soccer games. They have also received a mountain of presents, soccer jerseys, toys, cleats, and all sorts of trinkets from all over the globe. I wondered how such instant fame would affect these country boys from Maysai. Would they still be able to have normal lives? Their tour bus finally pulled up an hour late. When the group's escort got off the bus, he apologized. The boys had been having so much fun swimming at the hotel that it was impossible to drag them out of the pool. I smiled. That sounded just about as normal as you could get. And of course, the boys were totally normal, regular kids. They were humble and polite, but also goofy and sweet, teasing one another in a friendly way. At one point during a long dinner speech, one of the kids fell asleep in his chair, and his friend waved his fingers in front of his face while the others giggled. Each boy had a family member who had made the trip with him. Their parents were so kind and still seemed so relieved to have their children back. They were also very happy about the opportunity to travel, but they were also looking forward to going home. No matter how awesome a trip is, there is nothing better than being home with the people you love. I met Coach Eck, who is cheerful and friendly and who will talk about soccer at the drop of a hat. To me, he seemed much older and wiser than his 25 years. I could definitely understand why the boys felt so close to him and wanted to be like him. I spoke to Adul, who speaks English really well, even though he's too humble to say so. The boys chattered and ate mountains of Thai food and snuggled up next to their parents. I thought they seemed more like a band of brothers than just friends. According to their parents, their ordeal has strengthened their bonds even more. I felt so honored to get to meet them and their families and hear their stories. My favorite story of the wild boars, though, is this one. They had recently attended the Youth Olympic Games, an enormous international event, as guests of honor. Just before they were set to walk out into the crowded stadium, the wild boars huddled together to decide how they would come out. True to his style, Coach Eck put the question to the team. Would they wave? Or would they bow? Or wave and then why? Or what? It might seem like a small question, but the answer reveals so much about the boys' character. They discussed and agreed that waving is something that heroes do. They weren't heroes. The people who saved them were the heroes. The boys made a decision together. No waving. They should walk out and why to show their thanks and humility. That is exactly what they did. When I heard that story, my heart filled with warmth. I understand why the boys don't want to be called heroes, but I do think they are pretty incredible people. And as long as the world lets them live normal lives, I have a feeling that they will go on to do wonderful things. It sounds as if they are well on their way. The last thing I heard about the wild boars is that they are back at home now, back in school, and back at the exact place where they should be, on the soccer field.